I've recorded a little bit with Scarlett.
Oh.
She I got the microphone out and she wanted to record a bit, and she sort of took a little while to warm up, but once she warmed up, I thought she was quite funny. She was talking about school. So.
Is she in bed?
Yeah, Nikki's just taken her. She's putting her down now, as they say.
I heard.
Which is an unfortunate euphemism, isn't it? Because obviously, we put them down in the evening to bed, but also when our dogs get so old they can their bodily functions start to break down, we put them down, don't we?
God, you're in a bleak mood.
Really? I tell you what, though, I observed. I wish I had the tenacity or the faith that the odds will eventually go in my favour, regardless of what past situations have taught me to believe. I made pizza for tea, and I was sat at the dining room table eating it, and bless her, the whole way through the meal, Coda sat there looking at me. I never feed her from the table, but she sat there looking at me the whole way. It's like maybe one in every 300 or 400 meals, I'll throw her something to eat. But regardless of that, she sits there every time I'm eating, looking at me like it's going to be the 1 in 400. I might reward her next time I eat, just for that doggedness.
Do you sometimes find? I sometimes wonder if, no matter how nice we are to our animals, it has a lot more in common with an abusive relationship with us as the abuser than anything else, because we do an awful lot of tone correction and maybe not physically abusive relationship, but we do an awful lot of tone correction. We do an awful lot of that. You say, well, I don't know where she's got the idea from, but of course you've done it 1 in every 300 meals.
Yeah,
she doesn't know any better.
They're the individuals in your house that you don't really need to filter your moods with.
No, yeah.
So you can snap at the dog, and they bear the brunt of you being snappy. So
I don't like
it. The family don't have to.
I always feel so mean afterwards.
Yeah, I do too. Although to be fair, that's more with the dogs. The cat, I tend to creep around because, frankly, I don't trust it because he's unpredictable.
He's the only other man in the house. What are you worried about? That's weird.
He is, yeah. He's the main man.
You've slipped into very primal, primitive societal behaviours there. The second there's another man in the house,
I've gone native, mate.
You've gone all weird and defensive and kill or be killed. The listener who's listening, hopefully, may have realised that we are in slightly different circumstances. We've mentioned it a little bit already. We are recording at our houses. This is because I have my wife Amy had to go and do parents' evening thing, which messed with our timings, and also James has.
I'm a professional shut-in.
That's not true. Yeah, you are. But you weren't. Well, you're not that good at it yet, are you?
No, not really. No, I haven't got it down.
It's not professional. Pro amateur.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to work my way up. I'm practicing.
He's got natural talent, listener.
Much like I really have, actually. I think I found my vocation.
So he couldn't adjust his schedule to fit in with mine, which is fair enough because it would have been really awkward. So we are recording from our homes now. I have gone on so much on the internet and on podcasts about how much I hate recording stuff across Skype. So if either of us seems a bit neurotic, and James is just neurotic, so if either of us seems a bit neurotic about the recording, that's why. Don't worry though, we think it's going to be quite a short episode.
And I'm hoping my wife's going to make me a cup of tea and bring it to me. It's okay. She's at the door now, so I'm telling you a little bit about what's going on in my world, whilst also asking for a cup of tea, which I think is high quality multitasking.
That's amazing. It's dual tasking, really, but
it can't be a long podcast because can I tell you a little bit about how I'm set up tonight?
Yeah, and then I'll tell you a little bit about how I'm set up.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it. Well, first off, first off, I'm fully naked, as I always am when I'm podcasting.
Yes, but that's par for the course. Same here.
It is. But I'm sat on the floor of my bedroom, in front of my television, which I have as my computer monitor, because why not? But I can't. The only furniture I've got near the computer is this old chest that we've got that's flat topped with the TV on top of it. I can't put the microphone on top of that because obviously the whirring of the computer travels through the mic. So what I've had to do is upturn my waste paper. That was me hitting the waste paper basket that I have the microphone on top of,
right?
While I stoop forward with my headphones on, which don't really reach far enough for where I'm sat. And I've just about managed to get 2 cushions behind me to give me a little bit of back support. But I tell you, my lower back's going to give me hell later.
I think it's just as well you recorded a bit with Scarlett earlier on, because with your tenuous physical situation there,
I could slip a disc at any minute.
Yeah, and that'll be above and beyond for podcasting. No one will be able to say you didn't give your all.
I'll take one for Team 2GM.
When we're eulogising you. My situation is almost as tenuous. I am recording downstairs, which seems stupid, but we've been having a bit of trouble with the internet recently, so I don't want to run the risk of also including wireless in that. Which means that the dogs, who have been sitting there silently for the last 2 hours while I've been doing washing up and stuff like that, just before I started recording, the Dalmatian decided that then was when she was going to want something from me, but she couldn't really tell me what it was, and she'd make me follow her around the downstairs of our house without actually settling on exactly what it was she needed from me for about 10 minutes. So she stopped now. She went and sat on the sofa. I've got them both sat on the sofa. Hopefully they'll be okay and they won't make too much noise, but it's very fragile, it could all go off at any second.
I'm going to be hoping the whole way through now that you hear this little sort of ting ting noise as your dogs start having a knife fight.
Well, they're alright with each other, it's just the Dalmatian's so needy. And do you know, the sofa was an open field for the whole of that time, because the little one was following her around trying to work out what it was she wanted as well.
Right.
But I've got a sneaking suspicion that the whole 10-minute performance was about getting on the sofa, even though the sofa was right there to be sat on.
Maybe your dogs are like sort of Gilbert and George style performance artists.
Maybe
they sort of act out this idiosyncratic, neurotic behaviour as sort of it is all performance before they just sort of they're almost parodying the lengths that dogs go to before they go and sit on the sofa. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I don't know much about performance art, James, but I know what I like.
Yes.
And it's not Gilbert and George, and it's not the dogs fucking about when I'm trying to record over Skype, which is one of the things that scares me the most in the podcasting world. One of the things that scares me the most in the real world are devil clowns, which is all clowns, and death. But in the podcasting world, Skype is one thing. Recording for an hour and a half and then it turning out that the audio was all corrupted, that's the other big one.
All of which have sort of come to pass recently.
You
must be a podcasting bundle of nerves, dude.
The only...
Do you know, I think I've just rubbed chili in my eye.
Don't rub chili in your eye, you idiot.
Oh, that was a big mistake to have made. I'm going to regret that.
No shit. Oh no, this isn't good. We really are going to have to press on then, otherwise you seem to be falling apart over there. It's not good.
If you hear thudding noises.
One of my other fears is the only podcasting collaborator that is worth, for me anyway, that is worth a jot. I enjoy podcasting with other people, but the only one who really, in a lot of ways, complements and completes me, something happening to them that means that they no longer are able to podcast or even function or breathe. So what I'm saying, James, is I hope you look after yourself.
Oh, thank you very much.
Because I worry about you.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
But no, I mean, I really do.
Well, that's very nice of you, Nick. Thank you very much.
You don't like it. You don't like sincerity, do you? But
no, not at all. It makes me feel uncomfortable and embarrassed, and obviously I feel frankly unworthy.
Hang on. Shh, girls. There is another problem. The dogs have just had a barking fit that James will have heard. I'll probably cut it out because it's probably not good podcasting, but. And you can kind of hear them muttering in the background. Now, it relevant to our podcast. Yep, that's it. Settle down. I'll leave all this on because it's great podcasting. It's like it's like a wildlife show. Now that guy's died, you know, the one that everyone liked off
Ray Mears. No,
off Jurassic Park.
Richard Attenborough.
Now that he's dead,
yes.
I think the BBC might have a placement for a softly spoken animal talker. So
of course you're aware that was his brother, and he's still very much alive. I think you're gonna have to wait out that opportunity a little while longer.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's all going off at my end now. I think I heard something metallic being dropped on the floor. That was quite exciting.
I think it was. I think you're in your very own Law and Order franchise spin-off. That's the Law and Order noise after every scene. I'm in Law and Order. Oh, thank you for my cup of tea. Law and Order cup of tea division.
Yeah, my wife has just come in with a cup of tea. So again, what I've done there is I've kind of played along with you while just basically thanked her for bringing me a cup of tea.
You're such a professional. You seamlessly folded in your ongoing reality with the heightened reality of the podcast.
That's right. I'm going to drink my tea now too.
I think we're popping quite a lot, but we're just going to have to say, we're just going to have to accept that that's par for the course, and try not to use so many P words, which is difficult when you're podcasting. But never mind.
It is.
So anyway, the dogs kicking off then is it kind of happens every now and then in this house. It happens whenever a neighbourhood dog gets a bit big for their boots outside, or whenever someone walks past the house, or whenever someone has the audacity to walk into one of the neighbouring houses, like open the door. They don't like the neighbours going into their houses, our dogs.
That's fair enough.
But today I'm particularly concerned because, as I mentioned before, my wife is out. So, out of the house. She's not come out as a lesbian. That'd be a different episode in so many ways if it was following her coming out as a lesbian. But she's out, so I had to put Noah to bed, to give him his bath and put him to bed. He was inconsolable tonight.
Really?
Yeah. He had a very red bum, which worries me. And I think... You know how this goes, because I think you had a similar issue with some of your childcare. I'm still always a little bit... Because I wasn't 100% sure about him going to a childminder instead of a nursery, which I know I talked about a lot at the time the decision was made.
Yeah. And
the childminder situation was kind of forced on me. But I've come to terms with it, and he seems happy, and he's very smiley, and Amy's at least happy that he's being left in good hands. But whenever something happens, like, for example, we are forever having stuff not put in our bag that we'll be out of wipes in his changing bag, or one of his cups will go missing, and it'll just be Amy will be just like, hang on. Willow, stop it. Stop it.
Knife fight.
Yeah, and you can stop it too, aren't you? Willow's just decided she's going to scratch the sofa to crap. Yeah, and Amy's always like, they must have just forgot to put his cup back in the thing, and I'm like, they keep forgetting stuff. It's.
Do you think they're building up a cache of stolen baby bits and bobs and consumables to sell in the black market?
See, it seems unlikely when someone else says it, like you just did then. It's probably more likely that, they've got a lot of kids there, so they just forget, and there's lots of stuff all getting mixed up, and they just forget. But yeah, no, I think they might be, James.
Yeah, I know. I like my idea. In fact, I'm very tempted now to set up a childcare business very slowly siphon off lots of low value baby goods. I think there's a killing to be made there.
I think it's either that or there's something else going on. I think maybe they looked at Amy and I. They saw that she's a teacher, and they saw that I work at university, so they've assumed I'm a lecturer, and they've thought these two can afford to subsidise the rest of the kids. Let's tell them that they have to bring all of the food and stuff for their son.
I'll tell you what I did, because obviously Scarlett went to nursery quite early. I think the problem is with little things like that is it sort of denotes some sort of absent-mindedness or carelessness, that you don't want people who are looking after the thing that is most important to you in the world.
Yeah.
You don't want them to display those qualities. So when little things like that go wrong, and we had various incidents where, you know, little things would go wrong, things would be forgotten. You think to yourself, okay, I understand that they're really busy, they've got lots of kids, but it's sort of, you want them to be... It's sometimes very hard to sort of remember that these are not brilliantly paid, fallible human beings that are looking after your kids. So you sort of... I felt I set higher standards for childcare than realistically childcare could afford to provide to me.
That's a difficult one, because at the point of payment, it's still quite expensive, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
So it's not like when you go to McDonald's and you end up eating a McDonald's burger, and you're like, and you're thinking, well, it's not a £5 burger or a £10 burger, but then I did pay 50p for it, so that's okay, because you are spending quite a lot of money on childcare. You're right that they probably aren't paid very well individually, but at the same time, it's not a small decision for the people buying. It's not like...
No, it is a significant amount of your income.
Absolutely. It can make the difference between whether or not it's worth working or not for some people.
I know for us at the time, it was the same value as our mortgage we were paying. Can you hear that throbbing bass noise?
No.
Is that all right? One of my neighbours appears to be trying out the sub in the back of his motor car, which is making quite a throbbing. But unfortunately, I'd like to criticise, but unfortunately, about 20 years ago, I was sat in that car, so I probably need to wind my neck back in.
The actual car?
Well, no, a car sim. Actually, it was a Mini 800, I think, with a body kit. And a stereo so large that it would struggle to go up hills.
From where
it was a ridiculous motor car.
From where I'm sitting right now with giant earphones on, I can hear a computer buzzing in the background. I'm hoping none of these are being picked up with a mic, but I'm just trying to set a scene. I'm painting a word picture. A computer buzzing in the background. A dog who appears to be chewing her nails off, which is something the little dog does.
It's a very bad habit, actually. You should. Are you still allowed to buy that for your children? That stuff that you paint onto nails to stop them chewing them?
I don't know, but you can't do that to a dog, surely, can you? They've got very few pleasures in life.
Well, you can't, because I think it requires a fingernail, and their nails aren't. I don't know if it would. Probably apply in the same way. Who knows? But you are right. It doesn't seem fair to close off that avenue of pleasure.
She enjoys it in her own obsessive compulsive way. And I can hear a dripping tap from here as well. All of the taps in this house are dripping. Housegate. We are now on the market with 2 different estate agents, and by putting the house on the market with the second estate agent, that has galvanised the first estate agent to actually start getting people to look at it. So 9 months after we initially started showing people around, when the house was still kind of passable, we're showing people around again, but now I'm just obsessing about how none of the taps seem to quite go off at all. And I don't know how to stop it. So I'm always like, they're always dripping. It's like an Edgar Allan Poe story, but where the guilt is householding.
I was just about to say, it sounds like you're living in an Edgar Allan Poe story.
It's weird, because...
You should have a look under the sink. Is Cthulhu under there by any chance?
Bloody Cthulhu. People can't shut up about bloody Cthulhu.
Flat with those fucking tentacles all day long. I don't know who thinks he is.
We on the subject of noisy neighbours, we had I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, but there was a street party a few months ago at the beginning of summer. There was a street party that I didn't know was going to happen, actually, this weekend just gone. They had exactly the same band playing, and they played exactly the same songs. It was kind of...
Did you walk out into the street and just... Shit! Get off! Write some new songs!
They were all right for a street party band. I guess maybe people in the local neighbourhood are involved in the band, and they were technically competent. They were very nice, kind of urban bohemian. So it was like Chumbawamba-esque covers of things. You know how white middle class people with slightly hippie-ish tendencies really go for reggae infused stuff.
Yeah, well, that's just
and sort of that sort of world music-y feel to everything.
That's in lieu of them having any in quotes ethnic friends.
Yeah.
They add diversity through music, and I'm not one to knock it.
Well, they musically they were okay. They were quite appealing. It was a bit boring for me because I had heard all of the songs before. But there is one cover version of the song "Minnie the Moocher" that they do that that made me feel a little bit sketchy. In that, I think if as I mentioned, you are a white middle class band, I'm pretty sure they're white. The guy sounded white. I don't know. They sounded very white, whatever that means. But if you are a white singer, you have to be really, really careful about adopting a voice when you're doing Minnie the Moocher.
Oh yes.
Cab Calloway can get away with overdoing it a little bit, overcooking it a little bit, but anyone else has to be really careful, I think.
Was he really?
He was going for it.
Brilliant.
He was keeping it real.
Was it the full Al Jolson, was it?
Yeah, it was a little bit disturbing.
Yeah.
I said
you should have run out and shouted, "How about Mammy? Play Mammy!"
I said that and then realised that I don't know if Cab Calloway was... He's black, isn't he? Tiny little black
I don't know.
dude.
I was keeping quiet because I don't know. You're doing it again. You're outing me as being ignorant. We both went for an Edgar Allan Poe reference, and then we got in too deep, didn't we?
Yeah,
we both
immediately
got a bit
shifted
overexcited.
to H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to look up Cab Calloway because if I was inadvertently talking about a black and white minstrel person, I'm going to need to backtrack and cut that out.
Oh, I've shit the bed twice. Unbelievable.
He was a jazz singer and band leader. He was... Oh, Wikipedia, just stop burying the lead. Was he black or wasn't he? There's a photo of him, but I can't really tell from the photo.
I'm going to say probably.
I think he might have been.
I should know. Let me just think about... I watched the John Burns documentary. Burnaby in that.
Do what?
No, it wasn't doo-wop. Say his name in a kind of sort of American drawl, if you would. Say Cab Calloway.
Cab Calloway. Cab Calloway was a... Hang on, I'll actually do some authentic. Cab Calloway was a jazz singer and band leader. He was strongly associated with the Cotton Club in Harlem, New York City, where he was a regular performer.
I think we might have our answer there.
Excellent, good. The dog's on the move again.
To tap dance?
Yeah. You're not coming through here.
Is that Morse code?
Eh?
That's Morse code for let me out, I need a piss.
You're not going out. Go on, go sit down. Can you hear her?
Yeah.
One of... There you go, she's back up on the sofa.
Have you got like a little ghost of Mickey Rooney in your...
She sounds like she's tap dancing, doesn't she? She's not, we just never cut her claws. And so it's very uncomfortable for her to get around, but it's okay because it keeps her limber and on her toes, so literally on her tiptoes. That's
good work. That's good work discovering the word tiptoes. I was impressed. That's very exciting. I talked to Scarlett earlier and recorded it. So hopefully you'll be able to fit it in somewhere.
Shall I put it in now?
Yeah, put it in now. This is me talking to Scarlett about Words.
Just words in general.
Well,
I'll
letters.
listen. Don't tell me, I'll listen.
What would you like to say, Scarlett? Come and talk in a microphone.
Okay.
What would you like to say? Would you like to say how much you're enjoying school?
Mum and Dad don't know if I'm poorly or not.
I don't know if you're poorly or not.
No, or Mum and Dad.
Did you hit your face on a microphone?
Yeah.
Did that hurt?
No, on my teeth.
And it hurt on your teeth?
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
I'm learning my letters now.
Oh, you are learning your letters now. What's your favourite letter? A?
No,
F for...
egg.
F for egg.
Egg.
And what about...
Egg.
Do you like for scarlet?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like meatball. Meatball.
You had meatballs for tea, didn't you? Is
Yeah.
that why you like them?
Yeah, but one thing what I wanted everyone to say to stop calling me Charlotte.
Oh, do people call you Charlotte?
Yeah, but I want them to say Scarlett, not Charlotte.
Yeah, does it annoy you when people get your name wrong? then?
Yeah, it makes me go angry.
Really, what do you say?
My name is not Charlotte, my name is Scarlett.
Yeah. And what do they say?
Oh.
Do they... Go on.
Because Daniel does like playing with me and William, but
Really? And who's your best friend at school now?
William and Isla and Daniel.
And Daniel.
Yeah.
And you've got a friend Rio, haven't you? Sometimes comes to your house to play.
No,
No?
he's not my best friend anymore.
Why not? Are you fallen out?
No, Rio said he wasn't my best friend anymore.
Really?
No.
What have you done? Have you annoyed him?
No.
And what's your favourite thing to do at school?
Look, under there, there's a picture.
There is. What's your favourite thing to do at school?
Play with the Play-Doh.
You like playing with the Play-Doh?
Do I like making shapes?
You like making shapes?
Yeah. And I like rolling out the Play-Doh.
Really?
Yeah.
What sort of shapes do you roll out?
A circle.
Circle?
And a triangle.
Triangle?
But I haven't got triangles.
No? Which is your favourite shape? Do you have a shape that you like?
Circle.
You like a circle?
Yeah, that's good.
That's profound, Scarlett. That's good.
But I am really ill on my letters.
You love doing your letters, don't you?
I don't know which letters tomorrow. It's the...
And do you sing songs when you're learning the letters?
Yeah.
What's your favourite letter song?
Eggs in a pan.
Do you want to sing it for me?
Eggs in a pan. Eggs in a pan. Eggs in a pan. Break the eggs like this.
Very good. Well done. Beautiful song. Right, is it time for bed?
I'm going to do one more song.
Okay, one more song.
The snake is in the grass. Snake is in the grass. The snake is in the grass.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Do you want to say good night, Scarlett?
Good night.
No night, darling.
Willow, chill out. Chillo, Willow. No, she's on the move. You can tell that Willow's paws are much flatter and happier than Anya's because you can barely hear her when she gets around.
That's true. The one thing I'm disappointed about with talking to Scarlett there was I'd wanted her, although she sang, I wanted her to sing "Let It Go" because I hear that at least 3 or 4 times a day around the flat. She's a very keen fan of that.
If you can get video of her doing that,
I'll have a go.
because that'll go mental on YouTube.
Good. Okay, well I'll do that then.
If you can have her behaving in a way during the video that suggests that she has either been victim of or a witness to abuse,
Excellent.
then that's even better. People love that too.
Right. Okay, I'm writing this stuff down.
Okay, good. So, there are people in the street. I can't wait till we move away from the students. So, other things. There's probably other stuff. Yeah, so Noah had a meltdown earlier on today, but he's been pretty good otherwise recently. It's good.
Seriously, my spine is about to...
I'll let you go, it's fine.
I cannot begin to tell you. I'm in a ridiculous amount of pain. This is so poorly thought out on my part.
I'm sorry we got a chance to talk to Scarlett. We didn't get a chance to talk about Scarlett. I assume everything's okay there?
Yeah, she's fine.
So when you said you had to put her down, that was literally just to bed?
Yeah, just to bed.
Good. You can stand up now. I think we should say goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.